After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 398. Today is Saturday, April 18, 2020, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we hope you find something you like and that you will return. And if you are returning, as always, we're glad to see you back. If you are new or returning, but you are in the shadows, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Press the little subscription button on your right and hit the little bell so you get notifications so you won't miss anything.
Yes, some of the benefits right now to subscribing and hitting the little bell and all that jazz is I sometimes will do random live videos for my pattern releases. If I release a pattern for testing during an in-between period.
Right.
So it might get you a sort of ahead of the curve if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. You might see that a pattern is available for testing sooner than other people.
Right. And as soon as I get better sound quality, I've tried to do some live stream and things like that, but right now, and it won't be on her channel.
Right,
but it might be on
Instagram.
It might be on my Facebook page, or it might be on Pen, Hook, and Needles Facebook page.
Right, because I'm the one who has the channels attached to my Gmail, so I'm the one who controls everything with it. She doesn't have access to it without me. No. And I don't know how to give her access.
Although for some reason I get 2 notifications when everything goes up.
That's weird.
Yep. I get 2 notifications when you put the podcast up. I get 2 notifications when you live stream for that particular channel.
That's so weird.
Okay.
Because I know that I don't have a way to make you a code, whatever.
But in any event, if you want to be part of the alongs, we don't do the alongs on YouTube. It's too much hassle to do on the YouTube. I wouldn't even know how to begin to do it on YouTube. So we do it in our PHN home, and that's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's where we have the alongs, we have giveaways.
It just keeps everything in one place.
Yeah, it keeps everything in one place. And so you're welcome to join there. All you have to do is go to phnpodcast.freeforums.net and say that you want to be let in, and we'll let you in. Okay? We do have a new member, Bella Socks, and she's actually a returning member.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We're glad to have her back. Yay. Okay?
Hey, nice to see you back.
Nice to see you back. And we won't mention her name because I don't know if she wants to have her name on here. Okay?
Welcome back.
All right, cut it out.
I know I'm off tune with that.
Yes, you are.
Is that a Beatles?
No, it's a Welcome Back, Kotter. It's a TV show.
Oh. I've never watched the show. I just know the tune.
Okay.
Tea.
Tea, yeah. Caffeinated tea, yes, definitely. I only got 5 hours of sleep last night. 5.5 hours of sleep. I'm tired. I'm drinking, how many?
I thought I got away with something.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much.
How many projects do you have?
6, I think.
Actually, I'm not sure how many I have. Because...
Yeah, 6.
Let me take a quick look, because I actually don't know how many I have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
3, 4, 5. I just barely have more than you have 7.
Okay.
That's why I had to check, because I was like, wait a second, I don't actually know what I have. So, I do barely go first.
And Patty, you are going to get to see projects today.
Yes. Not many from me, but you're still going to be able to see projects.
Not just bags and... Oh, yeah, there's yarn hanging downstairs.
Although there is yarn hanging down.
And there's yarn soaking, and there's yarn needs to be reskeined, but you're not going to get to see any of that.
So, I didn't get around to changing my oboe head mug, I'm doing my all I want is to hug all the bunnies mug.
All you want for Christmas is your 2 front teeth?
And I am drinking Brunch in Paris black tea.
I almost picked that one up today.
I think I drank that last week too, or I drank it recently. I don't think I drank it last week. I did the French one last week. The one that had the French pronunciation. That's a good one too. This is black tea, honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, orange pieces, and orange essence. Here, have a taste.
Okay.
And of course, this is Plum Deluxe. It has caffeine. There's no love and gratitude in this.
Oh, that's good. How much sugar did you put in it?
My normal.
Which is?
2 teaspoons. Okay. It's, it might be a little over because it's this huge.
Yeah, I think I put a little under because it's not quite as sweet as I like. That's really good. Because
I'm aiming, I err on the side of a little bit more with my tea because I do like it sweeter. So it may be sweeter or less sweet based on how big the chunks are.
Well, that's the way mine is. I've been trying to go down, but this one I wouldn't have gone down because A, it's a black tea, and B, it's those big chunks, and I think I put less in than I thought.
Right.
So this this is what my daughter's head looks like, oboe cup, and this is also Plum Deluxe. No, we're not paid by Plum Deluxe, but we love them.
Right.
Coconut macaroon dessert tea. Indulge in fresh chick flavor. Just relax. All organic black tea, honeybush tea, Rubio's tea, coconut pieces, natural almond extract. Love, gratitude has caffeine. So we just have a little bit and then Talia can taste it.
It's been a while since I've had this one.
It's very good.
Things that
Definitely a black tea.
Usually when I go for dessert tea, I go for the chocolate hazelnut.
3 different teas in this. Black tea, Rubio's tea, and honeybush tea.
That is good. I don't like it quite as much as the hazelnut, but I do like
Oh, well, the hazelnut's my favorite.
Yeah.
Although I do,
I think I like the little nutty taste.
I do go back and forth with my favorites, though. Like, for a long time, all I wanted was the autumn, what was it? Autumn something chai, and then there was another one, pumpkin chai, pumpkin spice chai. And,
well, there's moods with tea.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. All right, let's move on. We will talk about charities when I go into acquisitions, okay?
When you go into acquisitions?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to talk about those things now.
Let's
okay.
stab that in now.
All right.
Because that's applicable.
We got a couple of things in the mail, and this is actually acquisitions, but
not. We're not going to do all acquisitions. It's charity acquisitions.
It's charity acquisitions. We got packages from a couple of viewers. We got packages from Rena and from Patty. Thank you very much, ladies. Very, very generous packages. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Patty's,
I think, arrived right after the podcast.
Yes, it did, but I have to look at Patty's for a second because part of it may have to be an acquisition.
Okay.
Let me see here.
I need to find where I'm at in my package.
Okay, Patty's is going to wait till acquisitions.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Rena's, because she's in a bunch of hats already. Rena sent us acquisitions here. And Rena, we're doing this on the podcast. I got your message this morning. The PHN message, I got it this morning. So I didn't bother answering it because I was going to be on the podcast. I will answer it as soon as I'm able. But you were wondering about this way of packing it. And I'm glad you explained it on that because I had no idea. I knew it must have been a vacuum of some kind. But these are hats that Rena sent for the charities. And also something for you guys. So I haven't opened that yet. But I think it's dragonfly fibers.
That's nice.
So we got this really sweet card, which I'm not going to read, but it's very sweet. I love that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Rena, we're going to open this here. I guess we cut it open. It's one of those, actually it's 2 vacuum bags that she put it in. And when I got it, I'm like, what on earth is this? What did she send us that's so hard? And Rena, I'm not saying the hats are hard.
No,
it's just
because the way that
it's not
vacuum.
flexible.
Yeah, it's
so
all the air is out.
I guess we cut it.
That's what I would think. But I don't think you cut it that end. I think you cut it this end.
I don't want to cut. Wait a minute.
No, you can't tear that, Mom. You can't tear that. It's too sealed. I would do it right underneath there.
Let's see if this works.
I think that's the way you had to do it. Is it sealed there too?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Rena, the hats came out just beautifully. Okay, see? Look at
wow,
these.
that came out nicely, yeah.
Look at these. Aren't they adorable? I'm going to show them now because we're here.
Yeah.
Okay? Look at the sweet little pom-pom. Oh. Okay, so that's 3 right there. And then, oh, these look like little itty bitty baby. Look at these. The little loops on the top.
Oh.
It's like you can put a baby's head and just kind of hang them. It's very pretty. That's those. And then we've got more hats here. Little. Oh, this one's inside. Oh my gosh! That's so cute.
It was like a magic trick.
Isn't that? Yeah, the magic
Pulling
hat.
the bunny out of the hat.
Yeah, I'm going to put it back so we don't mess up the ears. There we go. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, look at these. I like these. Rena, are these done flat and then seamed? It looks like it might be seamed. Maybe?
Oh, it's a bonnet type.
I don't know if this has been seamed. Rena, are these seamed? These cute little hats?
Let me take a quick
If they are, I really would like to know what the pattern is. I'd like to know what the pattern is regardless. It's a cute pattern. She had 2 of
It
these.
looks like... Wait, hold on. That's not
Yeah, it looks like it's
seamed.
seamed.
No.
Look, Taya. Look.
Well, here it's not.
Could be Kitchenered.
It doesn't...
These are gorgeous. The sweetest little hats.
Maybe it's Kitchener. I don't think it's seamed. I don't think it's seamed.
We have more hats.
That might be Kitchener.
Yeah, Rena can tell me. Maybe it has a seam and you can choose your method.
Because I don't believe that's seamed.
Okay. And here's some more hats. Oh, look at these little baby purple hats. Little lavender hats. Oh, another one with a pom-pom. Isn't that cute? Look at these little itty bitty baby hats. They're so cute. Hey, Rena, next time you can send a baby with them.
I don't think that it's a good idea to vacuum seal one of those.
Laura's probably having conniption right now. No turtles. Look at these.
Because bunnies are way cuter than turtles.
That's a matter of opinion. Of course, owls trumped everything, but let me put these back in here because we have another bag to look at. Oh, these are beautiful, Rena. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you.
I know that the babies and their parents will absolutely love these, and they came through beautifully.
Yes, they did.
The hats came through beautifully. I'll put that in the box. And now this has more hats and a prize. So I'm going to open this up. See, we got another. Oh, this one's one of those tie hats. You tie the top like a little
Oh, okay.
top knot. Oh, this one's sweet. Look at
You
that.
just threw one down. Threw a couple down.
Oh, this has little hearts on it. Can you see the hearts?
Oh,
on the
I love
border?
this pattern that she does.
That's gorgeous. I really
I've seen
like
her.
that.
She's
That's
done.
just
She's
like
done.
pearls on it.
She's done a couple of these in the group. I always love these.
And this is the same yarn, but a different pattern. Oh, I didn't realize I had some more there. Okay, whoops. This is another. I really like this pattern. It makes me happy. Okay. This is cute. Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
She was busy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Well, if you look in the charity thread, she's done a lot.
Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I like this one. Another one of those that, yeah, I like this a lot. Okay, so that's, and then here is the prize. Look at this yarn.
Oh, that came out nicely.
Yes, it did. And this is Dragonfly Fibers.
Oh. Which color is it?
Golden Pear Digini Sock. So this is sock weight, and it's Dragonfly Fibers, which is an amazing yarn. 80%, oh my gosh, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 420 yards. This is a nice prize, guys.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much,
you.
Rena, for your generosity with the hats and the prize. I'm not sure yet what this will be a prize for. We'll see. We have a lot going on.
Yes,
I don't
we
think
do.
I have all my prizes yet for the charity along, so maybe it'll go in there. Maybe it'll go in there. Or maybe it'll go for tortoise versus hare.
Oh, that would be good.
Maybe this will go for tortoise versus hare. Definitely a tortoise color.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it makes up for the bunny she did. Okay, so that's awesome.
Because
Thank you.
Lori said she did want to do that this year.
Yes, she does want to do that this year. I think she needs it this year.
Excuse me.
You know, a little bit of
Yeah.
fun stuff for her. Okay, thank you very, very much for your generosity, Rena. And we will show you Patty's generosity in acquisitions.
Yes.
Because these are acquisitions, but they're acquisitions of a different kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are charity
Okay. All right. So those things, those there will probably all go to the pregnancy center, except maybe for the really tiny ones, they might go to Kim.
Yeah.
But then again, our pregnancy center does get some pretty small babies, so we'll see. But we do our charity longs. We are holding things for the pregnancy center. We're holding things for Evan's home. We're holding things for Kim. And then for Brittany, we're not holding things because you can send them directly to Brittany. And for Kim, you can send things directly as well. I have things Ty and I have made that are going to Kim. Just like we sent dishcloths to Brittany recently.
Yeah.
Well, not recently, but when that was going on.
Yeah.
So those are our crafts that we like to
I mean, it's fairly recently. That was, what, January?
Something like that. It was before you got really kind of... Was it after the surgery?
It was after the surgery.
Okay. So January probably. But in any event, we did some of that. We like to kind of support them in a special way, even though there are lots of wonderful... I can't think.
Along?
No, there are lots of charities that are worthwhile. Now, and we will accept whatever you send, and if you find things that are closer to home, especially now, we understand that too. That leads into the charity along, and that is going. And I heard from Patty because we had like a hour conversation. So I heard from Patty about her yarn. So the yarns and stuff that you guys want, I got all the addresses of people who sent things to me. I'm still trying to figure out. I found the stuff on PayPal, but it keeps saying for business, and it keeps saying what items do you want to choose. So Ty and I are going to take a look at that. If I can't figure that out, it might be a little while until I feel safe going to the post office. Okay? It is put aside for you. It just might take a little bit of time to get to you, more length of time than normal. Okay? Yeah. Because I'm not putting her at risk by going to the post office. All right?
And I mean, part of it is she has to catch me on a good day, and it's been weathery. So when it's weathery, I get knocked out for a bit.
And hopefully, both Laura and Ty, Laura Concerts, say that we can use it that way. I just haven't. I went to the link that Laura showed me, but I still get bumped to the business. So,
I do have a business account, so we can use mine if we
I can do the business. I just don't understand how to do it because I don't have a listing. Okay. I don't want to make a listing for a gift.
I didn't have to.
So you'll have to show me. In any event, so I just wanted to let you know that might take a little while to get you. I did get everybody's address. Thank you very much for sending them so quickly. I have the stuff set aside. It's yours. I just don't know exactly when I'll be able to get it out to you, and so I beg your indulgence. Okay? All right. Our PHN Charity Cal 2020 is going strong. We're in the second quarter. And the rules are pretty simple. They're usually, the same as most rules. It's basically the same as our Tea and Tails was, with some, significant alterations, okay? It started January 1st, 2020, and goes through to December 31st, 2020. And that's the very end of the day, midnight Eastern Standard Time, most likely, unless I fall behind and somebody like Valeria or somebody on the West Coast or closer to the West Coast who might be, I think Rena's in Texas maybe. If somebody...
I don't know where Rena's at.
I think she's in Texas, I'm not sure. Some of our moderators are a little further west, so if I don't get it at Eastern Standard Time, one of them might do it a little bit later. I hate to cut off an hour or so for California and West Coast, but I have to have some... Usually what I do is...
Do it late.
I do it when I get up in the morning, and then California gets all the time.
Now, frequently I am up until midnight, quite frequently. But
midnight here is still 9 o'clock over in California.
So it still cuts out of hours for you.
So what I probably will do, if Valeria doesn't hit it, because sometimes Valeria will get up in the morning or whatever it is she does, and it's like 3 in the morning or whatever, and she'll close it down. So, because she's been really good about that. And then some of our people who are Central or Western time, Pacific time, they might do it if we missed it. So
yeah. It's still it gets closed somehow.
It gets closed, and sometimes you get more hours, and sometimes you don't.
So it all depends on who's able to close it when.
Okay, so it runs January 1st, 2020 through December 31st. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips will be allowed, but must be worked during the along. All charity products...
Charity projects?
I want some tea. Hold on. Okay, it gets better as the sugar gets absorbed. All charity projects will be accepted, but baby items will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished objects, as will the Hat Not Hate
Yeah, I think
projects.
it's Hat Not Hate.
They will also be 2 chances at the prize for the FO only. You are responsible for your multiple postings. 1 whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. Okay, we do have prizes. The second quarter is a knit baby book is one of them, and Croy Socks FX yarn, 2 skeins that were donated by Christina, Mama C. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that will be a prize for that. And if any FOs in Franciscan Gypsies Designs patterns, my pattern or my yarn, the FO is automatically 2 chances at a prize. If you use my yarn with any of the featured patterns, including the Hat Not Hate and the what's the other one I said? Oh, baby hats and things like that. That if it's all for charity, that's 3 chances at a prize because it's my yarn and the featured pattern and it's FO. So that would be 3 chances at a prize. The hashtag in Instagram is PHN2020, and yeah, so that's that. Let's see. Lady Furnicle Creations Cal Lao. I did hear from at least one person. The Cal Lao will be extended until May 31st, 2020. So you've got an extra month to do that. I'm so excited about all the things in there. Seeing the mystery skeins work up because I don't know what you got. I wrapped everything up and just put on it. Some of the people who bought it will see that it said like DK or whatever. I had no idea what the colorways were. They just went in there, which is why I laughed when Patty got Wombat of Doom because I didn't plan it. It was just I pulled it out because already wrapped. So it's really fun for me to see what you guys ended up with and what you make out of it. So I'm having fun with that, as well as seeing all the other things that are being made up with other yarns that you guys made. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your support in my shop, and so I'm really glad that we are able to do this. And it will go until May 31st. The rules are basically the same as always, except it must be my yarn. And if it's my yarn, if it's the just my yarn and FO, it's 1 chance at a prize for the finished object, and you do have chances for your whips as well. If it's my mystery yarn, it's 2 chances at a prize for the FO, no matter what you make. Okay? If it is my pattern or Talia's patterns in the regular Lady Furnicle Creations yarn, so just a regular Lady Furnicle Creations yarn and one of our patterns, that's 2 chances at a prize for an FO. But if you do a featured pattern with the mystery skein, that's 3 chances, okay? And I think it's all on the thread. I think it's pretty clear. I just always have a hard time verbalizing it.
Right.
Okay? And this runs, as I said, through May 31st, or May 31st. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Yes. Okay. It's hashtag Lady Furnicle Creations, capital C / capital K / capital LAL 2020 on Instagram, okay? And I do have one prize that I showed you last week. That was the owl bag by Ann Brody. There may be another prize if there's enough participation, and there might be. There's a fair amount of participation, so that's kind of cool. All right, now autism awareness. All right, as I said, we're just kind of making awareness with the colors. There's too much going on right now for us to do a lot of information. I read some stuff about information, autism awareness. We keep saying the same things over and over again. We may get anecdotal things, like, for instance, with Taya's disability and the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff, how it's affecting Davina. She actually is she's doing really, really well. Patty was asking me about her, and I think Laura was as well, when I talked to them, that how she was coping. And for the most part, she's doing very well. The only thing she misses is going out shopping. She likes to go shop. She likes to go out to restaurants and things like that. And we've been stuck at home. But she has been absolutely amazing. I mean, she's still got what she got. She has her ups and downs and everything like that. But she has been absolutely amazing. She has risen to the challenge. She she tries to, I can't do Talia's laundry, as I've mentioned before. If I can't.
Not because she's not physically can't.
No,
Davina
I
won't
can't.
let her.
Davina won't let me. I get in trouble. I get in trouble.
I get in trouble if I try to do my laundry.
Yes, so she does that.
she kind of is like, hey, that's my job. Stop it.
And I've been having a lot of pain with the weather and other things. I think posture and all kinds of things. And my shoulder's been acting up a whole lot. So she gets mad at me if I reach too high.
Well, it allows her to help. It makes her feel useful. And I think that she hasn't always had that.
She's always been the one who's been taken care of. And for a while, she didn't know quite how to deal with that. We had issues with acting out and things like that, where she wasn't the center of attention.
And she had some trouble with that to begin with.
Now, she's much better. She still has her time. She still spaces out and stuff like that. The fact that she's Asperger's autism has not changed.
No.
The fact that she's developmentally delayed has not changed. The fact that she's still very frustrated very easily has not changed. What has changed is the way not the way she copes. That's not the word.
Because she still has problems with coping.
She still has trouble with coping.
It's more that she feels useful, so she's risen to the challenge of being useful. Because I think she has a helper's heart.
Oh, she does. She definitely does, to the point where she gets bossy about it.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yes.
I've said, I think I've mentioned on the podcast before, I think I'm probably the best patient of all the people in this house, and except Davina.
Davina's a really good patient.
Davina's a good patient. But if you aren't feeling well, like her favorite thing for me is, Mom, you said you're tired, go to bed. Or if I lay down on the couch and not cover up because I'm not thinking about it, I will wake up and I will be covered up with a blanket or something. She's very much a wants to help, and I know that this may not, I'm not saying this is specific to autism, I'm just saying that this is a coping mechanism for this particular autistic person.
Right, because just like anyone else, everyone's going to be different. And everyone's coping mechanism is going to be different. Everyone's ability to handle with it depends on everything that they have going on, because autism rarely travels alone.
Yeah. It was kind of like your thing.
Yeah.
She has a routine. She kind of is getting into a routine. She wants to go outside. She wants to do this.
She's actually gotten to the point where she automatically goes, do I need to turn on the light? Do I need to turn off the light?
Right. She's beginning to...
It's forcing her out of herself.
And it's not so much... I don't want to give the impression that she's learning necessarily to put herself in your shoes. Well, she is doing some of that.
Right.
But it's more along the lines of she's
learning the routine.
She's learning the routine. She's very,
she's very routine oriented.
The spectrum is very routine oriented. If you get out of the routine, they don't know quite to do. Most of them don't know quite what to do. So, and she used to be very difficult when things changed. She's finally internalizing a little bit. Okay, we're flipping. You're going to do this.
She has to tell herself that. Actually, audibly tell herself.
And sometimes
it still upsets her.
Yeah, and sometimes I say, okay, Damien, we're flipping this. You're going to do this now and this now. But we do this now. See, it still gets done, and then she's okay.
And I mean, she comes by that naturally. None of us really love our schedules being messed up. We're very
but she just has the added what's the word I'm looking for? The added...
It exacerbates it.
Yeah. Exasperates it?
Exacerbates it. So, it's a family tendency that is magnified.
That's the word I was looking for.
By her particular disability. Particularly, there seems to be a lot of rigid adherence to schedule with the autism spectrum.
And black and white.
Right. So that is a characteristic of that. So added that onto our personal tendencies to be a little bit schedule oriented and not liking change.
We have to instigate the change ourselves. We don't like somebody doing it from the outside.
No, that's a control freak.
Yeah.
Most everyone in this family is a control freak.
Yep. Okay, so that's your anecdotal. Okay. Yeah. The Along itself started in April. Started in April. So we're only 2.5 weeks into this, and already we're seeing lots of pretty bright stuff. I like seeing all the bright stuff. It makes me happy. Even though I'm not commenting a lot, I'm bouncing around threads, trying to catch up with this thread or that thread. So even if I don't comment on all of them, I try to like things that I see, so you can see that I've looked at it.
Yeah, that's something that is nice about
Yes.
the new forum.
Yes. So your projects are awesome. I love it. It's just wonderful.
A lot of times I see them for the first time when I'm going through and picking what goes at the beginning of the podcast. And like I said, that's completely randomized based on my mood at the time, how your picture turned out. So like if it's a darker picture and it doesn't necessarily show your project to the best advantage, it won't necessarily get at the beginning because I want to give your project the best showing. That kind of thing.
Right.
Or if I'm going, sometimes I go with a theme. You know, if I've noticed that I've picked 2 projects of a certain kind.
Like dishcloths or toys
Right.
or whatever.
Or like during Tortoise versus Hare, I won't do all turtles. I'll even try not to do all bunnies. I usually try to do a 1-to-1.
That's good.
And then another different project.
Yeah.
But I can't bring myself to do just a turtle. I just can't do that.
But this one it runs for the 3 months, so April, May, and June, and you know, whips and FOs are eligible for prizes. We have a wonderful co-host. That's Laura Concert. She has been doing this for eons with us. Okay, and we're
Eons, huh?
Yes, eons. We're actually
Have we? And we're still trying to figure out if we've hit 10 years. We think
9. I think it's 9
It might be 9.
because I don't think we were there 2010. I think it was 2011.
You might be right. I think it might be 2011.
So I think we're hitting 9 in April or May. Hitting 9 in May.
Yeah, because I think you're right. It was
8 or 9.
We've done 8 already.
We already had our 8th anniversary.
I'm pretty sure we already hit 8.
Okay, if we had our 8th anniversary, we're going on 9. So,
For some reason, 8 sounds familiar.
yeah, 8.
8.
8. 8.
Yes, that's exactly right. Sorry, inside joke that we shouldn't be doing right now.
Sorry. Okay. Yes, moving on. Okay, we have a lovely co-host, is Laura, and we love having her as always. Our hashtag is PHNAA2020. I'm not sure what Laura's is. I'd have to go check because things have been a bit chaotic. In fact, I just touched base with Laura for the first time in a while a couple days ago, and we spoke on
Yeah, because usually I just text with people.
well, I wanted to talk
Or
to
email.
her. I wanted to actually talk to her. Actually, I was trying to do the video, but I don't think she had the video on. So I just turned the video off and we talked. And talked about 30, 40 minutes. Because I hadn't talked to her for a while. I was worried about her. So, anyway, I don't know what her hashtag is, but you can check it out.
We do need to set up something for you because you do like the video chats. I'm not as into them, but I think that you might enjoy if we were to set up something where you could do a Zoom or something with everybody on here, Google Chats with everybody on here, because I think you would enjoy that. I don't do them a lot because it tends to be a lot of noise for me.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I get overstimulated.
yeah,
but-
I like to have a group thing once in a while. Patty and I, when we talk, I put us on speakerphone. I always tell her first so she knows that somebody might walk in or whatever, so I can knit or I can type or whatever I'm doing, and she can sew. So that's good. Oh, I forgot to mention on the charity along, if you're making masks or anything that goes to the people who are at risk, particularly not doctors and nurses, EMTs, all that kind of stuff. If you're making masks or anything like, the gowns, that kind of stuff that people need, if you're doing that by necessity is usually sewn. We are accepting those in the charity along. The only sewn items we are accepting in the charity along or anywhere else, and they are acceptable. They are 2 chances at a prize because that is such an important thing.
Yes.
Okay, now back to the I'm sorry guys, to the autism
I
awareness.
was like, what are we talking about?
I was going to say tortoise versus hare. Autism awareness. Okay. This is knitted, crocheted, or loom knitted. They must be bright colored. The blacks, whites, and neutrals and things like that, or more somber colors, don't make it more than about 25%. Okay? It's got to be bright. It's got to be really bright for this. If it's not, we'll move it to the show F thread, or somebody else will move it, most likely. Like Brenna or somebody will move it. I appreciate the people.
We usually say something to you first. We don't just move stuff.
Yeah. We move it and we put a note.
Yeah.
I appreciate the people who have asked about colors and things like that. Somebody, I forget who it was, found the chart that we had last year that Vonnie gave us, and that's a good indicator. And as always, as Rena said
I
to the
need to do a
person,
screenshot of that chart so we have it in the future
Yeah.
too, so we can post.
as Rena said, usually we can't see the yarn, so unless it's very, very obvious, we're going to take your word for it because we trust you. Okay?
Right, I mean, because screens look different for different people. Cameras don't always capture. We both had that issue with Etsy Shop even, where you're
Right.
trying to post something like, well, that doesn't look like what
Right.
it does in
I've
person.
posted my Etsy shop, especially before I got the light box for Christmas that my husband got me, where I've said, okay, this looks blue, but this yarn is purple, or this looks purple, but this yarn is blue, because it just didn't show up. Okay, so anyway, and now that you're thoroughly confused as to where we're at,
I don't know where we're at.
the rules are basically the same. Featured patterns, my shawl, Talia's patterns, Laura's patterns, the Braided Bright by George, and the hat by, what's her name? The Winding Journey hat by Juliana Lund. Okay, those are featured patterns, 2 chances at a prize for the FO. If you use my yarn or Laura's yarn, Laura's,
Do you the bear? The Lovey and Bear?
no, I don't, and I should. I don't know who does it though.
What was her name?
She was a sweetheart, and I don't remember. You guys remember that you people who are
She had it had the
It's a
puzzle
weighted lap
piece.
gown.
Yeah, it was a weighted lap gown and
And
it had a bear.
a bear with the puzzle piece on it.
Yeah.
That one is also a featured pattern. She did that for our long time ago.
But she didn't create it for long. She already had it.
I thought she created it.
No, she created it prior, and we found it or something.
Well, in any event, she has it, and we've always featured it, and that is featured. If you remember, if any of you remember what that pattern is, could you please post it in either the drop bar or in the group, in the Autism Awareness group, okay?
Or both, because
Or both, yeah. Both
because
would be good.
sometimes things get hidden.
Yeah, so we would like that, and in the episode thread.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's probably good
The episode
too.
thread's probably the best place.
Yeah, because then we can find it. Unless you're a YouTube only member.
And then you do it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay? And that might not be a bad idea either if they can do YouTube and the episode thread. That way, people who are only YouTube will have it if they're not the ones posting it. So that's a really good pattern as well. So if you have any of those patterns, and Laura's patterns, I forgot Laura's patterns, and Laura's yarn and my yarn, 2 chances at a prize for the FO. If you use my yarn with any of those featured patterns, it's 3 chances, okay? Of course, any project you want to do, as long as it's bright color, is eligible, all right? And there are plenty of patterns that you can make bright, just make them bright, or that are autism themed, okay? So that's that. Oh, wow, we're through the alongs, and we're only almost 40 minutes in.
That's about norm now.
Because waffle. Back to speed again. I almost feel human again.
We did that last week.
You did the exact same thing.
Yep.
Okay. So you go first?
I do go first. In my... I don't have to go double on because I'm only one more than you.
No. Yep.
In my TARDIS bigger on the inside bag. Yeah, I actually worked on this. I almost would have had the exact same number of projects as you, but I was having trouble focusing. I chose to work on this one day.
I almost didn't have 6. I almost had only 5. So it probably just kind of evened out.
Yeah. So this is my
Bigger on the inside?
it's a TARDIS bigger on the inside bag. I was going to call it the TARDIS Traveler Project, but that was the other one.
Right. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is Bonfire Wrap pattern, a project, the Double One pattern by K.F. Jones, Miss Babs Yowza in colorways Wanna Go Crazy, and the brown was Espresso.
Espresso.
Yeah, and the dress.
Kay did the same thing we did. I was watching the last podcast because I'm not going to catch up. I'll watch it and then I'll go backward.
Yeah.
I keep saying espresso. It is espresso, but I keep saying espresso.
Well, I think it's that word is going to morph.
I think so.
I think that
I just laughed 'cause-
decades or further, we're gonna find that word is no longer espresso. It'll be espresso.
Well, it'll have alternate.
No, I think eventually it will make that shift.
But I don't think it will in our lifetime. Maybe
It might not in our lifetime.
I think it'll be alternative.
but I think
and then,
in the future that will be.
Yeah, I think so because nobody says espresso. Everybody says espresso.
No, I think it's making a shift.
But it just made me giggle because we had the same conversation about 3 or 4 weeks ago that they had. It was really funny. I love Kay and Dan. They're funderful. They're funderful. Kay and Dan, you're funderful. Is that a word?
It's the name of the podcast.
I know.
now.
I know.
I knew it. So
Wonderful.
because you can bet we don't have that as a podcast name yet in our 398 episodes.
It's Funderful?
It's wonderful.
Because we're weird.
What a wonderful world it would be.
What a wonderful world it would be.
So, and then
You haven't worked on that in a while.
no, I haven't because I've been only working on mine.
Is that Squash Blossom?
No, this is Dragonfly Fibers.
That's right. From
and
the sweater
the rodeo
kit.
kit.
Yeah. It's really pretty.
I mean, I only worked like a couple rows on this because I
didn't think you
want
had
it,
worked-
but I haven't focused on it.
I didn't think you'd worked a lot on this because you've been doing other things.
Yeah, well, I've been very design focused.
Yay.
And, so I was just counting it during the podcast when you were talking about people being able to use my projects to get double points and stuff. And I was looking, I was like, oh, I think when I counted up, I had 21 crochet patterns on Etsy. And I have currently, that's going to change, but currently 3 knitted patterns.
Does that include the Duke?
That includes the Duke.
Okay.
So, I mean, the knitted patterns are rapidly going to change. It's going to start adding up. But that gives you a lot of things to choose from if you wanted to get more points. Now, granted, a lot of them are crocheted right now.
A lot of people do the crochet too.
Yeah, but
And I need to talk to you about something after too, about your patterns.
okay, we'll make a write a note to yourself too.
Okay.
So yeah, that got a little bit of work on it.
Okay. Now mine. What bag is in? Oh, this one. In my Silver Shed USA bookworm caterpillar bag is little boy blue baby hat from the hand knit pull on baby hat pattern by Ray of Hope. Now, there's no reason for this to be taking me so long, except this is the longest, like 10 or 12 inches ever.
Well, because it squishes down, like it doesn't seem.
Look at this. Look how stretchy this is. I still don't understand how this is going to make a hat, because they're talking about like pulling the top together. I guess maybe like, oh, I see. Maybe it's here and then you pull it. No, but that's not right. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And if I don't
because if it was similar to the way that the one that Rena had done, I would have thought that it would have been like a.
Well, it is up and down like that.
But it's not the same design. Like I was thinking it was.
No, I know.
Like a.
I'm just saying that they said to pull it shut.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I sometimes I have trouble. I don't always get the way they put things on patterns, so I'll have to look at it when I'm getting ready to do that and see if I'm understanding what they're asking me to do.
She's taking advantage of me.
I am, but I don't take advantage when I give you yarn. So
well, our different areas.
we have different areas of expertise or
Yeah.
experience, I guess is a better word.
Because she'll ask me stuff about color. I'm like, oh, do you think it looks that way?
So
I'm like, that's not my job.
my brain is wired a little bit differently, so I don't understand the 3D aspect of what they're doing
also, patterns is a more analytical side of knitting,
here. Yeah,
and I tend to be analytical.
I can do it flat. I have a difficulty seeing it all the way around because I'm not an artist. I mean, I am an artist, but not that kind of an artist. It took me a long
But
time.
you've had some issues with it. I think you might have more of a naturally creative brain, whereas I might tend more analytical. And patterns work for me because it is a very analytical process
Right.
while you're being creative.
Right. Which is strange because I'm musical, but
But I think, ouch, you fall into, because a lot of your music happens, you do it and then you would write it. Like you are, you do a lot by ear. Yes, you have the technical know-how,
some of it.
but it's not a purely technical process for you.
Well, I'm the one who would like, when I took piano in college, I would look at it and then I'd memorize it. Or I would play it and then I'm not reading it.
Yeah.
And so my note reading is horrible. It's absolutely atrocious.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Your brain is geared more creatively. And I think Davina's the same way because she has the same ability just to go into the flow of the music. Whereas for me, pattern writing is a very analytical.
And then there's my
process.
mom who can just take anything. My mom can sit down at a piano or an accordion or whatever. She doesn't read music. She just sits down and I can do melody, but she sits down and she does melody and she does the chords and she's doing this and that and she just does it all by ear. Absolutely amazing. Okay, your turn.
How's one playing an accordion with your ear?
It's difficult.
I thought it might be. Okay.
You can ask Pat. I bet Pat knows. She plays the accordion. Hey, Pat, do you play it with your ear?
I didn't know Pat plays the accordion.
Yeah, I saw a picture. I think it was Pat, a loony hiker.
Yeah. I knew who you were talking about. She's testing something for me right now.
She's funny.
Okay. That gave me a chance to finish my needle. Okay.
That was my plan.
I knew it was. So,
Funderful.
it's very wonderful. Okay, so, this is one of, well, first of all, it's in my, Silvershed USA ornaments bag that Brittany gave me.
Brittany ornaments bag. Brittany
Yes.
ornaments bag. B-wing ornaments bag.
Could you say ornament again?
Ornament? mint.
It sounds like it's like a small child trying to say ornament. You're not quite.
Ornament. Mint.
You're not quite enunciating.
Mint is looking at me with his big eyes.
So this only holds ornaments in it.
Yeah.
So sorry
such
about
a
that.
cute little bag.
Allergies. So I always have an ornament on the
hat.
What? Oh, you didn't have though.
Yeah. Cute little hat.
So, sorry guys.
It's all wet and rainy.
And
out.
allergies are acting up.
I don't think that it's still actively raining, but it's still kind of gray and stuff.
So this is the reason I can show this to you. This is a pattern that's already been released. It's the project is, I call it Green Silent Night. It is a Silent Night pattern I designed. It's in my Etsy shop and in Lovecrafts. So it's Miss Babs in the colorway Fraser, and then it's a bear yarn.
I almost thought you had a tassel here.
No. I'm almost, when I get to the point where I have to start thinking of decreases, then I have to worry about that.
No, I was talking about this.
Oh, no. My,
Your bunny.
my bunny, yeah, to mark the round. So, not that, as long as I have this, I don't necessarily need it, because I just look at where it meets, but,
Very cool.
yeah, this is, getting close to done. It's not a hard pattern. Someone had private messaged me asking me about the way I do DPNs. I don't know if it's the way everyone else does DPNs, but, I tried learning by YouTube. I tried teaching myself how to do DPNs. I think I initially did it with 3, and I just couldn't make it click for myself initially. I was, for a long time, a magic looper, and then I tried for a while doing 2 circulars. But I didn't like the 2 circulars because they tied up 2 needles.
Right. Excuse me.
And I didn't necessarily love magic loop because I had the very bad habit of catching my loop on something and then yanking my needle out.
Oh, wow.
I had done that quite often. So, which is very disappointing when you're in the middle of a sweater and you have a major freak out. Now I probably wouldn't freak out quite the same way because I can easily restructure something now. I was a newer knitter at that point. For me, that was very terrifying. Now it's kind of like, oh, that's annoying. And then I fix it. But, I tried learning DPNs on YouTube and couldn't make it click until I went to actually a religious retreat and a friend,
My friend.
yeah, longtime friend who I didn't know until I started knitting that she was a longtime knitter.
You have to understand that Talia and Davina played with her kids when we were in D.C. We were stationed in D.C. together.
Yeah.
So, because her husband was military and so was my husband. So we were stationed in the same place. And we've known each other for, 25 years now?
Oh, yeah, because we got there when I was 10, 11, something like that. And we got there when I was 10, and we left when I was 12.
Yeah. To come here.
Yeah, to come here.
So we haven't been out of contact all that time.
Yeah. So, so yeah, greater than 20 years. But,
More like 22, maybe 23 years, something like that.
yeah. So, yeah, anyway, she was knitting something on DPNs there, a socks or something like that. And something in the way that she was knitting with her DPNs made it click for me. And I was able to go and immediately knit with DPNs, even though I hadn't ever been able to make click before. It was just watching her do hers. And also she did it with 4 DPNs, which I think I had not seen. You know, actually 5. 4 holding.
And then 5th.
5th. And then something about the way she did it and the way, I think she must have explained a little bit of something. I remember a brief explanation.
She's very talented. This is the one we've mentioned her before. Her name on Ravelry was what was it? Lacey One.
Yeah.
And she is extremely talented. She's making me a sweater.
So, yeah, just the way that she showed me made it click for DPNs. I don't know if it's the way anyone else knits with DPNs. And I don't even remember what she said. It just, for me, watching her use DPNs and whatever brief explanation she gave me, just put the pieces together to the point where I was able to go, oh, that's how I do that. And I've been able to knit with DPNs ever since. So.
That's very cool. Okay, so do you have more to say about that?
No. Because, I mean, you guys have all seen this before.
Okay, my next one is in my, let's see, Ploverbird Teapots bag. This one. And this is my Perfectly Reckless. I took this one out yesterday. This is the one that gave me 6 projects because I could just watch the movie and not have to worry about it. Because if I do make a mistake, I can easily tear it back.
Right.
So I made some progress on this. Whoops.
And you have that pattern memorized, so.
I always have to check my start, but once I start it, I'm okay. So
Start of row or?
when I just start the project.
Oh, okay.
So see, it's
Well, that
getting-
makes sense.
Yeah. So, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I just have something
Gunk in
my
your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how much yarn I have left. And I probably will use almost all of it, I think, to finish this. Maybe this will be finished next week, maybe. Depends on what I get into. So that's that. And this is Miss Babs in the Perfectly Reckless colorway. Now this colorway, this bleeds. This bright pink.
Right, it's very saturated.
And that's, I mean, that's not a condemnation. I have certain colors that no matter how often I wash it, I just did one.
It's just the dye.
Yeah, I just did one and I washed it. It must have been 5 or 6 times and it's still bleeding. And I think I'm going to have to include color catchers with it because it's a beautiful skein, but like this, it just keeps, excuse me, it keeps bleeding no matter what you do.
And you said it has something, a lot of times with the reds and the...
Some reds and pinks, occasionally you get a blue or a green maybe.
I had a green from Knit Picks that did that. It would dye my finger every time I knit with it.
I was gonna say,
a
you have
lot
to
of
wash it.
blacks do that to me.
Yeah. I think it just depends on the dye method and the saturation. So,
Sorry, guys.
because I set it and everything and I wash it several times, but this particular skein of yarn that you'll see probably next week, because it's going to be a prize for my 300 sales in Lady Fernco Creations. It's very saturated color and it's a very deep color, so it's probably just the fact that it's not holding on to all of it. But I put plenty of the mordant in there. I don't know why it's not holding on to the color, but I've heard other dyers say that certain colors just
Do that.
do that. I mean, you know, certain one of the dyes, not the brand I use, a different one. I think it's aqua or turquoise or something that just keeps bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
So, now it's going to be the bag show.
Okay.
In my Mama C tutor bag is, I can actually even say the pattern name, I just not going to show because it's in progress. This is the Winging a Baby Blanket pattern, and actually it's due for release pretty soon. Just have to hear from one more tester, but it's supposed to be released on, hold on, I have a document. It's supposed to be released on the 21st.
Of April? Okay.
So then I'll be able to show progress. I bet that's Grandma and Grandpa.
Call from Front Royal Femme.
Oh, never mind. I'm
Family
wrong.
practice. Oh, I know
Call
my
from
appointment. I wonder if they're
Front
canceling
Royal
it.
Femme.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
you're going to see
guys.
that in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this pattern will be released the 21st. So, and I've heard back from most of my testers. I just have
Hi.
one
this
more
is
to hear from.
Front Royal Family Practice.
So that'll be
Reminding you of
Tuesday.
an appointment on
Some
Monday,
might
April
even be
20th,
Monday night,
or
but
Maria at 1
on Monday or
p.m.
Tuesday.
If you need to reschedule,
Okay,
Call
that's
right
just
away
a.
at 540.
It's an automatic.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
3700.
Um,
Otherwise, we'll see you then.
I'll have to recall, and I'm not going into the family practice at this particular moment, so I'll reschedule it. Okay.
But yeah, so that this pattern is due to be released soon, but until that point I can't show progress. Or I won't show progress.
Right.
Once it's released, then it's just like any other project that I've got going.
Funderful.
So yes, this is Winging a Baby Blanket.
Okay. In my
And this is the second size.
Silver Shed USA Owls bag with the Venus artwork, and this is probably going to be moving to another bag because it's getting kind of tight in here, is my Taste of Autumn shawl project by Anastasia. It's from the Scrap Shawl by Anastasia Sattel, and this is for Talia. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza, and I don't remember what the colorways are. I think one is Reishi, and I forget what the plain kind of coppery color is. And then this is Malabrigo. I think it's Old Gold or something like that. But I did make some progress on this. So you can see how it's working up.
It's pretty.
Oh, wow, I like that.
It's really
This is
nice.
Talia's color, see?
Yeah, that's really my colors.
So, and I've got this much left of the first skein, and I have a full second skein still for that. I'm going to have quite a bit maybe left over, I think, of the other skeins maybe. But this is another one that right now is fairly easy, and I can just, not like the other one, my Numeria, where I'm kind of doing the border now, so it's a little more, I have to pay attention.
Right. Oops, not one.
In fact, I'll talk about that one later. This one, hopefully I'll work on some more this week. I'd like to kind of make progress on it, but it's not in any rush. It's not,
Right.
you know.
Okay, so that leads on to my next one. In my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas bag, this is only carries Christmas stockings in it, and there's a design in progress in here.
Right.
I'm getting close. I am about halfway
close.
through the final chart, and then I'll be able to do the toe and heel, and then I'll have something to show you guys when we
Yay.
start looking at testing, because this is a dual gift. These stockings, so
Yeah, there's going to be two of them.
there's gonna be two of them. The pattern's the same,
Right.
but it's for my grandparents, so
So they need two of them.
I need two of them, and they're alternating colors. So I kind of have to get it done in a decent period of time, so I have enough time to knit
not
my
alternating
grandma's.
colors. They're mirror colors.
The mirror colors, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to get this one done in a decent amount of time so I could start my grandmother's, so they have it done in time for Christmas.
Yeah, you probably want to give it to them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And so I don't feel rushed knitting it. But I'm very close, and I do need to focus on this.
They'll love that. Okay. You might have to be careful about saying and showing, because now that they're,
All right.
you know.
Well, I probably won't. I'll post something to Franciscan Gypsy Designs, but not to my personal Facebook page.
Well, also I'm talking about the podcast.
Right.
You might have to show it on a live stream.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I think I'll be okay. They don't really watch. And I don't post anything about the podcast on my personal page.
Okay. All right. My next
Because they're
one-
getting a little more active on Facebook.
Yeah. My next one is in my Silver Shed USA Tootsie Pop Owl bag. Here it is. And this is the Numeria. So this is the other one, the other scrap shawl that I'm doing by Anastasia Sattel. And this one is as a gift as well if I decide to send it out. And this one, I actually had to tear back because there was a design element in it. And I thought I could live with it and decided I couldn't. So I ripped it out. And so I'm back where I started pretty much on this when I was working on it. So I made some reverse progress, and then I made progress back to where I started. Whoops. And I'm working the border, and I don't know how many of the border rows I'm going to do. This is the finished one. This is mine. And it's a heavier yarn. I think this is Caron Simply Soft. And you can see the border.
That
See
is
it?
Caron Simply Soft.
Now, I think that my body of my shawl that I'm working on is bigger than this one. So maybe the border might not be quite so big. I haven't quite decided yet. But be that as it may, I'm not as close to finishing as I thought I was. Because of the border, I just have to see how long the border is going to be. But you can see that the body of this is much bigger because the border is just starting right here below the multicolor. So I just got started on the border. And this shawl, I just love this. I love the weight of it and everything. And I might have to take out some more of my dragonfly fibers. Maybe I'll make the black and white, that silver color that I like so much. Remember, I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make it black and white. But this is really pretty.
But it's something nice about a black and white.
Mm-hmm. So that's this one, and this one is closer to being finished. I'm enjoying this. I always enjoy working on this shawl. I just have to pay more attention with this one, so I'm going to have to make sure that nobody is talking at me. So when I'm doing it, because apparently right now I can't focus if people are talking to me. So.
Okay, so in my Victorian Studio Birds bag is a design. So,
Design.
yes.
It's a design. See, Patty, just for you.
Design.
It's a design. No, no, what's in there is not for you.
No, this is not for you. This is for Davina, what's in here.
Yeah.
And she keeps asking me if I've worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because she's very knitworthy.
yes, she is. It's nice when she does. I know that she's actually excited about the object when she asks me if I've worked on it. So, I do need to get a little more work on it.
In my Star Wars, Silver Shed Star Wars, Green Star Wars, at bag, is,
AT.
this is a design. It's test knit. So, test knit. I can't show you.
Which one are you doing?
Test knit.
I don't think I know which one you're doing.
Test knit.
Oh, did you restart it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Test knit. This is Winging It Baby Blanket.
Okay.
Test knit. Because I pulled it all out because I got mad at it. Or actually, Talia pulled it all out for me.
Well, she did. She made
Design
a
element.
mistake in the seat stitch.
I hate seed
She
stitch.
ended up ribbing for like a long period of time, and I'm sitting there trying to fix it, and I'm like, ugh.
So I told her to rip it out.
So I did.
And I put it in timeout for about 3 days, and then I restarted it.
I mean, once you get used to the seed stitch, I mean, and it's a good skill for you to learn because, unfortunately for you, I happen to like seed
I
stitch.
hate seed stitch. I like the way it feels,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the way it looks. I hate doing it. Oh, I hate it.
I
Sorry,
think
Kate. I just hate it.
once you get used to it, you won't mind it quite as much. I'm not going to say you're going to ever love it, but you might not mind it quite as much.
Right.
Okay, so let me put this back in here. Alrighty, so in my that's in this one, I think. Let's see. Well, I guess it doesn't matter which one I show. Okay. So in
What does
my
she show what? Oh, right. Gotcha.
in my Silver Shed USA Oops the Bunny bag that Davina did the artwork for, I have a bookmark design in here.
Davina does a lot of the artwork because we must have one of a kind.
Yeah, and
limited
this was a
edition
birthday
bags.
gift.
That was a birthday gift.
So this has a bookmark in it. And now it's your turn.
Okay. My next one is in my Kikiboo Owls Holiday Owl bag. And by the way, Denise is opening her shop again, Kikiboo Owls, on Etsy. So between her and Anne, lots of nice bags.
The shop is not called Kikaboo Owls, though.
No, it's Kikiboo bags.
Because I had to think about it for a second. Like, her shop is Kikaboo Owls?
It should be Kikiboo Owls, Denise. Kikiboo Owls.
I was like, what?
Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to give her a little plug.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is, I'm actually using cotton yarn for this baby hat.
That's a little bit unusual for you.
Yeah. Well, it's. I love this cotton, and so it's got some stretch to it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking maybe with the warmer weather, they still might want their heads covered, but maybe
Right.
not so hot. So this, I don't know what color this is. This is, I love this cotton in the amethyst colorway. So this is a new hat. Go to Kim, because it's preemie. And that's that. Okay.
Okay, so, in my think this is Molly Klein.
It is Molly
Yeah,
Klein.
Molly Klein Designs bunny bag that Laura Concert gave me is another bookmark design. Because I want to do a large set of them that my ultimate goal, yes, I'm going to have nice ones that are pretty with not necessarily any agenda behind it. But I also,
Agenda?
well, the reason I say agenda is part of my goal is to go and look at different techniques. Use it as a learning mechanism for me, but also a teaching mechanism. Okay, here's a small surface area to consider this technique that maybe you don't want to try a huge project for, but here's a bookmark. And it's a lot more fun than doing a swatch. And you get a nice bookmark out of it, and you get to learn the technique, which is super cool to me. So that's kind of what the thought process is going behind some of the bookmarks. Some of them are just like, oh, I like that pattern, and it's not really that complex. There's no technique really being learned here, but I just like that pattern. But there are going to be ones that are definitely based on an idea of, oh, I like this pattern, and here's a new technique.
Right.
So,
Okay, that leads us to FOs.
my FOs are shop related news, so I have
Okay.
to do it in shop news.
I have two, and they're nothing really spectacular, so I'll just show them to you. As you knew, I started a new preemie hat, so
Because I'm trying to separate shop related ones from other
There's
FOs.
the Cherry Bomb preemie hat is done. That's going to go to Kim, along with,
I didn't know you finished that. Yay!
well, yeah, I started a new one, so.
Good for you.
Okay, so this goes to Kim. And then my other finished object, so I like to have one of them on,
Right.
Those
Well,
little
it's
premium
kind of
hats.
like I like to have an ornament on the needles at all times.
excuse me. And in my Mama Cial's bag is the dishcloth. I finished that as well. And I was going to give it to charity, but maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. Can't decide.
Well, it goes with our kitchen.
It does. I was going to make some for the grandparents for Christmas. Or
But you can always make another one and keep this one.
Well, I think I want to make theirs in green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember what colors are in Grandma's kitchen?
I want to say it's green, but I'm not
I
sure.
mean, it makes sense. It's her favorite color. But...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at a picture. So.
Okay. So now we're going to shop news. Do you have any shop news?
You want to go shop news first?
Do you have anything to show? Because I have stuff to show.
I don't have anything to show.
That's why I figured you should go first.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I apologize.
Bless you.
Okay. I have 3 skeins of yarn in the back room that I was doing tests for color, and I like both colors, so I have 2 new
Nice.
colorways sitting back there that are soaking, and I have to rinse them out when we're done here. And then I have a couple skeins of yarn that I have to reskein. They're sitting on the table, and I have, I think, 12 skeins of yarn. No. Let's see. 12 skeins of yarn downstairs that are drying, that have to be skeined up. And I can't really tell you much about them, except that 2 of them are the prize that I'll be doing for the 300 sale celebration. Okay, they're the same color, and they're worsted weight.
It'd be funny if 300 sale happens around the time we do 400 podcasts.
I already did 300 sale. I'm at 302.
Oh, good job, Mom.
So, last time I looked. So I appreciate everybody who did that. I don't know if I'm going to do, I guess, if it's worsted weight, I don't know if I should do one there and one in the PHN, if I should just do both on Instagram. Because my original idea was to do both on Instagram.
Whatever you think.
I don't know. So I just want to make sure that everybody who's on PHN gets a chance, because,
Well, maybe
lot.
do one in each place then.
yeah, but is anybody going to want just a skein of worsted weight? I don't know.
Well, why don't you let them decide?
Yeah. You guys can chime in. Do you think I should just do this on Instagram, or do you think I
Because
should?
there's plenty of people who aren't on Instagram. So that means like people like Brittany who
Yeah.
aren't on Instagram won't have a chance.
So do you think I should do both skeins on Instagram? And actually, the other skein that I have in one color might work as another prize if I had to. Do you think I should do 2 separate drawings, is what I'm saying, Okay, one for Instagram and one for our group. And I will be working on more colors for different things. Right now, all the colorways are kind of taken up for something, and I can't say what, but I will tell you about that later. Okay,
Yes.
and I hope to be dyeing more yarn in the next few days or whatever. So have more stuff in the shop.
Yes. Okay, so that leads on to my shop news if you're done with your shop.
The only thing I want to remind people is that we still have a coupon code
Oh, yeah.
for the it's in the thread. I forget which thread it's in. I think it's the Lady Furnico thread.
Probably there.
For the excuse me, it might be an autism awareness as well. For the yarn for PHN members, and it's 10% off, and the code is there. So if you want to be able to make use of the code, you
Is that
have
an
to be,
always thing, or is that just a...
No, this is for autism awareness.
Okay.
Right now, with free shipping, I can't afford to do it all the time.
Right, just wanted to make sure to clarify.
Right. Now,
So
if-
people knew.
If I get to the point where my sales start picking up a little bit, that's something I might consider.
Oh, I'm out of tea. I forgot.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead.
Alrighty, so one of these you guys already saw because I did a live stream showing it.
For those who saw the live stream.
Yeah, those who saw the live stream. I'm not sure how many saw the live stream. It was very short though, so I'm pretty sure anyone who sees the podcast has probably seen the live stream. I did complete a new pattern that I've been working on for a while. This is a cowl. And it's currently in testing. Actually, I have a couple slots open if people still want in. It's due, I think I have it mid to late May. So this is the Bunny Love cowl.
So cute.
Make sure
very
I'm showing
pretty.
you, not the seam. Okay, yeah. So the Bunny Love cowl.
It's so pretty.
And I'm actually, whoopsie.
So that's knit flat or no?
Oh, heck no. No, what I mean by the seam is colorworkers work in a spiral.
Oh, right.
Anything in the round is working in
Right.
spiral. So when you get where the
Oh, that's where the
seam-
laddering would happen if you had laddering.
Yes, anytime
Okay.
where a needle that's why with DPNs or magic looping there's more of a chance for ladders because you have on magic loop you have the area where you have the loop at the other end,
Right.
as well as this end here, and in
I mean, there's no laddering here. I'm just saying
no.
that
Actually, just making
I'm
a correlation.
yeah.
But in color work, there's always a little point where the color is slightly offset in the pattern in the back, and usually that's where people put this in the back, where people aren't as going to see it as much.
It's really, really pretty.
So I don't normally wear cowls, but I am going to keep this. I don't normally wear purple, but because the main color is the yellow, and this is Matosh. The yellow is brass. And I think this was actually the first color I fell in love with when I was picking out colors from Matosh for birthday/Christmas. This purple, this isn't fairy tale. This is something to do with wine. That's what the purple is. And I'd also picked up green that I didn't end up using for this pattern. So I will end up keeping this. It's not too heavy around my neck.
What's the weight of the yarn?
This is Matosh Sport. And, normally I don't like things around my neck. But it doesn't itch my scar back here. Which is actually that's a huge plus. Because I don't like to wear things against here if I don't have to. Because I get very itchy back here along the scar. It's very sensitive. But this is not too tight up around here. Because I don't handle that very well. It's just a nice weight. And this is probably, when I do cowls in the future, I'll probably keep this.
I like
length
the
in
cowl
mind.
neck kind of.
So, yeah, it's like a cowl neck. Just nice to wear if you just have a little cold back here and you don't necessarily want to cover your arms, or if you just don't necessarily want a scarf, just want a little something around your neck with a light jacket or even a coat. Kind of an ascot kind of thing going on there.
A dickie.
Is that what they were called?
No, ascot is something else. A dickie is something else,
So, yes, and there's the bunnies. It's suggested to me that I should do something turtles now. No, turtles had their chance. So I have 3 turtle patterns in the crochet. That is enough. I am heavily team bunny, and it's going to show. So,
She's going to do owls, though.
eventually, yes. When the inspiration strikes. But I've been working on this a long time. And I'm super excited about it. I kind of want to knit one up at some point in spring colors, like, because this is more of an autumnal look
like
to it.
pinks and blues. And
Yeah. It'd be really pretty in pinks and blues. So, yeah, I'm very happy with this cowl. So that's currently in testing and will not be released until like I said mid to late May. It's in the thread for the testing. And I have it in my document when it's due, but I don't feel like looking at it. Okay, so I have 2 other patterns that I completed this week that are about to enter into testing. I just completed them yesterday. 2 bookmarks. The first one...
It's probably my favorite.
Yeah, this one turned out really well. The inspiration was funny. I was sitting there finishing up the last one the one that I'm actually just about to release. My testers finished the Chevron 7 bookmark. And that was the one I showed last week. And that's actually going to be released most likely today because all my testers have finished that. But they finished it, and while I was working on that bookmark and writing up that pattern, I was drinking tea or something. I usually have a paper towel next to me, and the little pattern on this paper towel caught my eye. I was like, oh, that would make a really nice bookmark. So this is paper towel. Let me make sure it's the right way. Yeah.
Very simple one.
I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And I did it in the white because I wanted it to look like the paper towel. And that's why the shape is very simple as well. It's just a square. I didn't want it tapering. I wanted it to look like someone tore off a piece of paper towel. And there's their paper towel. Now, I think it would be pretty in other yarns as well. Mm-hmm. But the pattern is done in paper towel. Done to be look like a paper towel.
Very nice.
Wow, that shows up really nice.
I think it's very classy. I love it. It's my favorite, I think.
And it's funny is that it was just completely on whim. So there's paper towel. This one was the one I had been trying to figure out how to do this particular one and while I tried different techniques. I tried all sorts of things. I did Chevron 7, actually finished Chevron 7 first. This was the one I wanted to do before Chevron 7. Then I did Chevron 7. I've been working different techniques, like I said, for this one. Then I did paper towel. And then finally I figured out a way to make this one work. And I've been working this in paper towel simultaneously. I have been doing a lot of Craftsy classes. Craftsy had a deal where you could get a year's subscription for the first year for basically the cost of one class. Mm-hmm. So for me, that was worth it because I'm trying to learn new techniques. And I've been taking back-to-back classes on intarsia, which is not a technique I'm overly familiar with. I actually thought intarsia was something else. So, lesson learned. I now know what intarsia is. And I created an intarsia
so cute
bookmark. And apparently I have like this fascination with hearts and bunnies.
Little bunny foo-foo.
So, this is a fairly traditional chart. The bunny facing his back and even with the heart tail. I adjusted it somewhat. I changed the shape of the ear a little bit on one side. But yeah, this is an intarsia bookmark. I am going to be creating a video for it. I'm planning on creating a video for it because I want to show some techniques for intarsia, because the back, as you can see, is different for intarsia than it is for Fair Isle. And I will have a flat Fair Isle bookmark, but it'll look differently and the technique is different because it's Fair Isle versus intarsia. Intarsia is generally knit flat, whereas Fair Isle tends to be in the round. You can do it flat, but it's usually in the round. So
very nice.
There we go.
Bunny bottoms.
Yes. And this is paper towel, like I said. And this one is, I think I called this Intarsia Heart Bunny. Or Intarsia Hearts Bunnies. I think I called it Intarsia Hearts Bunnies. So, yes. 2 new bookmarks that will be up for testing soon. I know a couple people were a little sad they didn't get into the last bookmark testing, so these are going up for testing very soon. What I like about the bookmarks is I have a ton of fingering weight scraps that people give for me for blankets and stuff. I don't tend to prefer blankets with fingering weight, but that's really great for bookmarks. So now I have an awesome use for all the fingering weight minis that I have. And this takes up even less than a normal mini. This takes up about a normal mini. So there you go. 2 more bookmarks. Those are the patterns that are currently in testing. And like I said, Chevron 7 is due to be released
I
today.
thought you said those weren't in testing yet.
Those one is in testing. The cowl's in testing. The bookmarks will be entering
That's what I meant,
testing
yeah.
today.
Okay.
So yes.
All right, so moving on. Royalties. I told you we were going to show you what Patty sent us. Patty is amazing. She sent us some masks,
Yay!
which we can really use. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So she sent us, and look at the style for these. You tie them on. So that's kind of cool.
That is.
And look at the back of this, okay?
So that you can have them be
Reversible,
reversible,
I guess. I guess. Looks like you can.
Yeah, because it looks like the same back and front.
See?
It's double layered.
And she's working on different ones now for the filters.
Okay.
For the people who are like in real need of those. Aren't these beautiful? She's been hard at it. In fact, when I talked to her yesterday, and I think it was like the first time she'd knitted in a while, so she had some knitting time when she was talking to me. So that was good. She just sent us a nice amount, and these are just gorgeous. So she sent us several, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so much,
Thank
Patty.
you so much.
So much.
So I'm just trying to fix it.
So that's our stash enhancements. At least mine. Do you have any?
I do not, because I really haven't been doing all that. It's been a very design focused.
Yeah, she sent 2 for each, myself, my husband, and Davina, because Ty has her own.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah, I was ahead of the curve with fashion for that. I had it all ready for sensitivity, scents, and allergens.
So that makes us feel a lot more comfortable. We know that these don't keep all the germs out or anything, but they help, and we're appreciative of that.
Well, I know Maryland. I saw somewhere that Maryland has something where you can't go out without a mask.
Right.
Like it's an executive order, but not executive order. But
Yeah.
it's a-
governor's executive
Yeah.
order, I think.
saying that you can't leave that. I don't know if Virginia has anything like that.
I don't know, but I know Walmart has said that all the workers now have to be masked. So, and that makes sense. I know that we went to Martin's to pick up things at the curbside last time. A lot more people were wearing masks than people coming out to take your stuff to the curb wearing masks and gloves. I wore masks and gloves to get the stuff from her because it was just precautions,
Right.
I don't see the issue with that. So, just trying to keep you safe and stay open. So,
Right, exactly.
I get that. All right. Reading, I guess, is next. I'm on the last book of the Quadrille series, so it's getting very interesting. It's hard to surprise me in a book, and he did. So I'm really excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. And I picked up a book by him that's a single standalone that went down to $2.99. So
yay.
I picked it up, and that will be my next book when I finish the Quadrille series, in terms of my novel reading. And what am I reading? I'm not reading anything else right now. I've got my Bible study books and things like that, but I haven't picked up another religion book or anything yet. I do that a little bit later.
You see, that's mostly what I've been reading, but I think I'm going to start one of my single Timothy Zahn books one is not a series. First, I'll start by rereading one, or rereading a couple of my older ones.
I thought you were going to try this one because you had it, but you were...
Yeah, I am, but I think I want to reread Icarus Hunt first. And maybe... I don't remember liking Mancha's Gift as much, but it's only because I didn't care for the main character. And you aren't meant to care for him at the beginning.
Right.
So I'm thinking of reading a couple of the older ones, just to get back into the swing of reading fiction again. I've mostly been reading nonfiction, mostly religious stuff. Most of it's on Kindle, but physical-wise, How to Pray Like Mary by Sonia Corbett. And I tend to... She's basically talking about praying with the Psalms. Because that's what they... I don't know if they... I assume they would still do it in the Jewish religion. The Psalms are a big part of the prayer time. So, Mary was Jewish, so Psalms would have been a huge part of her prayer life. And so they're talking about that, which also relates to Liturgy of the Hours, which is praying with the Psalms.
Right.
So when I tend to have religious books, in physical form, I write all over them. I highlight in them.
I do too.
And that's what I'm doing for this one. And this one, oh my gosh, this has writings all over it. I'm not going to show you guys because there's a lot of personal writing in here. But Solace in Suffering, Wisdom from Thomas à Kempis, Imitation of Christ. And I am going to actually read the actual Imitation of Christ later.
Book.
This is excerpts from Imitation of Christ. I'm not sure how she chooses which excerpts to do. I guess the ones that focus on suffering, because Imitation of Christ isn't only about suffering. But this one's about suffering.
Which, let me see.
It's one is Pauline Sisters.
Yeah, I do. I was supposed to see which one it was. Because I know that we know a lot of the sisters because they're Paulines.
Yeah,
and so I was just trying to see which. I don't want to see what you're writing. I just want to see if it has the author.
It should somewhere.
I mean, it's neither here nor there. I just was curious.
Mary Lee Hill.
Oh, I thought it was
Sister Mary Lee
Sister
Hill.
Mary Lee. Sister Mary Lee used to be in the Alexandria Brass. We used to.
Okay,
see,
I knew her. I knew her.
We used to see her all the time. She was superior over there for a while.
Okay.
When we were all in DC.
So, yes, I.
She writes the Crabby Mystic.
Okay.
Patty, check out the Crabby Mystic. I think you might enjoy that. I haven't read it yet, but just the title makes me giggle, and I think
I've
you might get
read
a kick out of
the
it.
first. I've at least read part of the Crabby Mystic because it's in little bite-sized pieces. It's like a chapter is a meditation, and it's not a long chapter. It's really well tailored for the busy lifestyle.
Check it out, Patty. Crabby Mystic.
And I'm very fond of things that are tailored for the busy lifestyle because I have a very short attention span.
Yeah. Bunnies. Squirrels.
So, yes.
Okay.
And then everything else for me, religious-wise, is on Kindle. I'm reading more about Liturgy of the Hours because I do want to pray the Psalms better. And like I said, I'm going to try to get back into reading some Timothy Zahn just so I have it. I have religious, but I also have some relaxation reading as well. And if it's a Timothy Zahn I've already read, I can knit and read at the same time.
And my thought is I want to have one nonfiction, which is usually going to be religious in some way, shape, or form, and one fiction. So you talk about your Timothy Zahn, your Patrick Carr, Terry Brooks.
I was going to reread the first Hunger Games and then finish the series, but I never finished the series because the first book was so addictive.
Yeah.
That I can't bring myself to complete the series because I'm afraid the other books will be just quite as addictive.
They are. I read them all the way through, and I was up all hours reading it. So
yeah, I finished the original Hunger Games in less than 24 hours, and got way too little sleep.
Yeah, and I that's not good for any of us in this house.
So,
I love the Hunger Games, but it's got to be like I have nothing else to do.
Right, and I can always think of something else to do.
Yeah.
And I always know every time. Well, everyone knows. Every time the certain character dies, I cry.
Yeah.
Even in the movie, even though they didn't
handle it well,
I thought that they should have handled it the way they did in the book because it took away some of the impact. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to do shorthand so that you could see the cause and effect quicker, but it ruined the moment.
Yeah.
It was so much more touching in the book that I cried even harder when what happened in the book continued to happen after the character's death, because you were already crying for the character's death, and then what happened afterwards happened, and I cried even harder. And I think that was the first fiction book I cried for.
Yeah. Oh, I thought, I said they would say it was the first book, but
it was first. I know it's first book. I haven't read the other books.
Yeah, because I saw it first in the movie. Because I was one of those people that flat out said I'm not going to read that. Everybody's reading it. I'm not going to read it just because everybody's reading it.
I forget how I ended up picking that up because I have no idea how I heard about it.
I heard about it on a podcast. People were talking about it, and I wasn't going to read it. And then Daddy brought it home on a DVD, and I was like,
I introduced Dad to Hunger Games because
it's dystopian.
It's dystopian. He likes dystopias. I was like, Dad, this is going to sound weird, but I think you're going to like this, even though this is aimed toward young adults. And I think he's finished the series.
Yeah, he has. And we watched it and stuff like that. I mean, we watched that, and we did Maze Runner, which the first one impacted me really well. And I got the series, and I didn't like the second book very well. I didn't like the way it went, and I probably should have finished the series. But Hunger Games surprised me in the opposite direction, and I just can't read it again. Otherwise, everything else goes out the window.
Right. And it's, every once in a while, you just hit a book, and you just can't read it or finish it because it's too good.
Because
I've rarely had that experience. It's actually probably the only book that I don't return to or finish the series because I'm afraid I'm going to like it too much.
Well, I when I finished it and I was waiting for Patrick Carr to come out, I think it was the second book, And I just kept reading the last part of it, the last part of the book, the last part of the third book, over and over and over again.
Well, the funny thing is, it's not that Katniss is that likable of a character.
Oh, it's not her that I was reading it for.
Right, it's like, I mean, you care about what happens to her. But she doesn't do a lot to endear herself to you. And she's not trying to.
No. My character is Peeta and Cinna.
Right.
And
I think that's probably who I connected to as well. But you did care about her.
Yeah.
But it's funny for that book to have that kind of impact when the main character herself isn't necessarily going to be the emotional connection that you have. Although I guess arguably you could say it's a two-person. Although it's all from her point of view.
It's all from her point of view, but I would say that her and Peeta, and maybe even Haymitch. Haymitch, yeah. Which, believe it or not, I actually like.
Well, he's a good character.
Yeah.
And like I told you, with this new one that's apparently coming out,
I don't think they need to have a new one.
I don't think they have to have a new one, but if they're going to do it, I think the only way you could is Haymitch's story. Because he does have a good story. And he was the first one that I remember them mentioning they really had to make an example for because he made them look foolish.
Well, the other one I think would be a possibility is how these people in Effie's world, I keep forgetting the name of that place, the ones who were controlling all the stuff, how they decided to start the resistance. How they,
Effie wasn't from... Oh, you mean how the people, the ones who would have been like, who were from Central but not...
Yes.
But decided to get involved with the resistance.
Yes.
Oh, so like the Effies and the Cinnas.
Yes.
Although Effie wasn't originally involved. Effie got connected because of getting connected with Haymitch and getting connected...
But my point remains, what made it so people like that decided to get involved? Did something happen to somebody they knew? That would be the other... But again, I don't think anything needs to be
right,
done.
I don't know that... Like, it'd be interesting, but I don't know there's enough material there for a story. You might have a short story about, okay, well, why did Cinna do this? He was from Central. Why did he make this?
You might have a series of short stories connected into a book. Like, okay, on this area you have Cinna's story. Here you have Effie's story. Here you have whatever story. Why it got polarized the way it did. But
the only one who I think could hold a book and a movie by himself is Haymitch, because a lot happened to Haymitch. I think you risk it maybe being too adult if you do, what's his name, Fenric? He's the one from District 4 who won at age 14, and he kind of got sold for favors.
Oh, right.
His story could get a little too adult, I think.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that character.
Yeah, he shows up mainly, I think, in the third book. Maybe a bit in the second. I haven't actually read the second and third. Most of what I know about those is from spoilers. One of those things where I can watch the spoilers and I want to read the books, but then I'm afraid to start reading the books because I'll get caught up.
Well, you get derailed, it'll take you out of your designing, it'll take you all...
Exactly, and I can't get derailed. So I watch the spoilers and I watch what-if videos and things like that for that, but I can't get involved with the book other than hearing about it because her writing is too engaged. It's she, right?
Yes, she.
Her writing is too engaging.
Yeah. She's good. Okay, so now that we've waffled on as much as we have, we're not going to do anything because it's already over an hour and a half with home and all that kind of stuff. You guys are well aware what it's like to be locked down. We're all locked down, so we don't have to go into that. We talked a little bit how Davina's handling it. We're fine. So there's really not a whole lot.
I mean, it's about the norm.
Yeah.
For us.
For us, it's just basically the same. We're blessed.
My specialist appointments keep getting pushed back.
Yeah. And it might get pushed back again if it's not changed any. We hope not. But
yeah, I have an appointment. Actually, it's a day. I think it's a day I'm due to release a pattern.
So, basically we're all...
I'm due to release a cowl pattern the day that I have.
We're kind of at status quo right now. So that's... Basically, we hope that you are all safe, that you're all doing well, and taking all the precautions that you need to take. And so we will now kind of just say our thank yous for the people who commented on YouTube and on the PHN home group. We have Pat, Brittany, Looney Hiker, Renna, Sylvie, Stephanie, Leanne, and Fiber Hermit. Thank you so much. If I don't mention you, it's because I didn't see you. These are the people who had posted as of podcast time.
And testers, if you have a message you sent me either by email, private message on the group, like in the thread, and I don't get back to you right away, I do try to get back to you within a day or so. Sometimes it's not the same day because I get knocked out by symptoms or whatever.
Right. And, so that's that. So if you need to contact me, you can contact me on the PHN group. If you have my email, you can contact me there. Lady Vertical Creations, although that one, unless it comes to my email, it does come to my email, doesn't it?
From which?
From
Facebook.
I think you said it that way.
Yeah, I think so. I don't get them to my email, so I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, the best way to probably contact me is either Messenger or in the PHN group. Probably the best places. Or if you have my email, you can email me. But anyway, having said that, we want to wish you all a very... Oh, we hope you had a nice Easter.
Yes.
Sorry.
I guess it was Easter.
Yeah, all the days kind of run together. We hope you had a nice Easter. We wish you a week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy, a safe week. If you can get out and exercise without any difficulty, we hope you're allowed to get outside a little bit.
Yeah.
And we just wish you a week full of every blessing and good thing. We hope to see you back here for the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 398, and that's a wrap.
Bye.